All right, everybody. Here we are at the computer. So we're gonna start this process. This is the US cutter software that comes with the cutter that I'm using today. So basically, once you get this loaded up, I'm not gonna go through how to exactly use all the software for this. This is basically just on how to make a shirt, and this is the first process. So what we need to do is we need to draw up some artwork. So basically, this is what you do. There's a whole menu up here of things to do. To trace images, to import images, shapes for the library for different things you want to use, like hearts and stars and stuff like that. So, and these are all your different options. If you choose to get this machine, there's no sense in me going over too much of the software right now because all software is different for each machine, but it's all basically the same as far as its components. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go pick a piece of artwork. So you just go into trace image and go to browse. And usually it'll all get stored in like your clip art or whatever album that you want. So we'll just pick this snake here. And it gives you a trace outline of the snake. Why does it keep focusing weird like that? It gives you a trace outline of the snake. Let me see if I can go get it put to where it won't do that no more. And then it'll pop it up on the screen on your grid right here. You can make this map over here in your options. You can make the map as big as you want. I have it set for 40 by 24. 24 is usually the inch vinyl that I use, so I usually keep within this parameter, and I can go as long as I want. So basically, I just wanted to demonstrate how this works with the image. You just grab the image. There's measurements on the side here. So basically, like this snake, if I wanted it, we'll just say 8 inches or say 12 inches long. We'll go just take it over to 12 inches from the corner, so we know that's 12 inches, and just right here, same thing, we'll go about 6 inches, and then you can kind of move the artwork around. You can add words to it, you can add all kinds of stuff. And then after you get your image of the size you want and what you want it to do, basically you just go up here to cut, and then we'll go into a process of that later. But for right now, basically is what we want to do is we just want to set the artwork. This isn't the artwork I'm going to use for the sticker or for the shirt, so this is the artwork I want to use for the shirt. And a big thing for this is what a big key to anybody that's doing t-shirts, and I've wasted so much vinyl because of this, because I forget. Look, see right there, the image, it says My Animal House. You have to flip the image. You flip the image to where then when you put it on the shirt, it looks right. But when you cut it, you have to cut it flipped to where when you do put it on the shirt, it'll transfer correctly. So if you are, if you're new to doing shirts and using these cutting programs, remember, if you're doing a sticker, you leave it alone. If you're doing a shirt and you're going to transfer the image, then you have to reverse the image. Same thing down here with the hashtag. You just click on the image, little over here, it says flip. You just click it, see it's right now, you just flip it backwards. But this is a little bit too big because this is for an extra large shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my image over to the edge to where I get my measurement. Like that. And then it's set at 11 inches now. So I'm going to shrink it down to 10 inches because we're going to do a large shirt. So it's a little bit littler. Just set it to there. Up there, I'm going to shrink it a 1/2 inch up here. Bang. And then this right here, the hashtag it's 2 inches. We'll leave the 2 inches as far as the width of it, but I do want to shrink it down to the same 10 inches as the image. So we'll just shrink this down to 10 up there on the gauge. It doesn't have to be precise, just as long as it's close enough. So both images are reversed. So it'll cut both of these at the same time. So now that we have our artwork ready to go, basically, like I said, you have to hook up a USB cable to your computer to communicate with the cutter. And then after that, you just hit right there where it says cut with cutter. So as soon as we get to that process, we'll start from there. But that's how you get the artwork going. The artwork, you just kind of find that online, and you have to worry about copyright issues. This logo I made myself with software that I purchased. So everything's all my artwork. So we're going to go ahead and transfer it onto some vinyl, and we'll cut it out, and I'll show you that process, and then we'll get on to pressing it onto a shirt. All right, everybody, here we are at the vinyl cutting machine. And on this vinyl, there's lots of different vinyls, and it's really hard sometimes to tell which one is the vinyl and which one the backing. So on this one, this duller side is the side you want to cut. The shiny side is the clear side that comes off afterwards. So you want to make sure, and if you're unsure, just peel one of these little corners a little bit on the back side, what you're not using, so you know for sure to double check. So I'll get this lined up here in the machine. I just kind of use this guide right here. I just kind of set my little feet. These feet help it run back and forth. But anyway, I just leave a little bit hanging over just to make sure. And then I'll leave the same side hanging over on here so it should run straight. Get my machine turned on. I'll try to get more of an overhead view of this cutting because this vinyl is going to curve a little bit because it's all comes wrapped up the way it does. So I'll get this set up and we'll go to the computer and press cut on the program. Different programs I'm sure are going to have the buttons are going to be in different spots. So like I said, I'm not going over that. Just find out where it says cut and go ahead and just tell the cutter to cut. Make sure your USB cord's connected so they can communicate between the two so it knows what it's doing. Make sure your images are reversed and go ahead and press cut. And I will show you this cutting out and then we'll get back to the rest of this t-shirt. All right, everybody, so that's what it looks like when a machine's cutting out the vinyl for a sticker or a t-shirt. So we'll get it over here on the desk and I'll get it weeded out. They call it weeding the sticker when you're taking out the pieces that you don't want to be in the sticker, and I'll show you that over here at the desk here in a second. All right, everybody, here we are at the vinyl. I'm going to pull out the pieces that I don't need, and then I'll take off the perimeter, and then I'll kind of do a time lapse through all of this. So I'll do a few pieces and then I'll time lapse the rest, and then we'll get on to making this shirt. All right, everybody, something happened in between recording that last one and when I was weeding out the sticker, I got about 2 letters in and it just went all blurry. I think my hand got too close to the camera and it focused in and stayed there, which is no big deal. I'll weed out another sticker. This isn't the same color, but it really doesn't matter. The process is the same. So I'll weed out this sticker and we'll get along with making this shirt. All right, everybody, here we are. We're at the t-shirt now, and or this is the t-shirt that we're going to do. I got the logo kind of laying on there. This is probably the most kind of weird part, is just trying to eyeball it, because none of these shirts are really straight. There's forms you can slide inside, but to me it's like this is the hardest part, is to get it straight, because I'm really weird about that. So I kind of get, you know, I have to check it over a bunch of times. So is what I do is I'll basically just kind of get it wherever I want it, you know, and then I just go from these seams on the sides of the sleeve there, which is about 4.5 inches, and that just kind of gives me a kind of a rough, which is right about 4.5 inches. So I'll slide it over just a little bit, but where you've taken off the blue is kind of sticky. So once you get it kind of where you want, just kind of press it, and then is what I do is just hold it up to try to look to see if I think it's straight or not. All right, everybody, like I said, however you got to do it, or however it makes you feel comfortable about it being where you want it. That's like the key to me, is getting it from here onto the press without it moving and stuff. These things come in rolls sometimes, and when they do, it kind of makes it awkward to work with. But you do what you got to do. So, like I said, get it where you want it, and then here we are. We'll go to the press. All right, everybody, here we are. We're at the press that I got from Amazon. We'll talk about that more in here in a little bit, but I got it here on the pad where I needed to be, and they send with you these Teflon sheets. Put this over your artwork so it'll help keep it there, And then we'll swing the press around. And on this press, usually most of the heat vinyl, it's usually in between about 205, 220. Some is higher, some is lower as far as the press temperature. This one I use a heat gun and I can tell what the temperature is. And at 305, this machine presses at about 320. And I'll press for 15 seconds. You just set the side timer for 15 seconds. As soon as you get your artwork up there, you just set the press down, lock it into place, hit start, wait 15 seconds. All right, it's amazing how long 15 seconds is when you're waiting. Swing that around, pull this off, and then you just pull off your artwork. And bang, it's on there for good. And some of this vinyl, you pull it cold, some of it you pull it warm. It just depends on the vinyl. And as what I do is I usually give it another press just without the plastic on it. Throw it around and I'll just let it go for about 10 seconds. Just get it another heat up, just to make sure it's good and eased on there and it's stuck. And then bang, that's how you make a t-shirt. It's pretty cool. I'll put the hashtag My Animal House on the back of it, and then I'll show you the shirt front and back when I'm done. All ready to go. All right, everybody, there we go. That is the end results. That is my shirt. Let me flip it over. Bang. Got the hashtag on the back, My Animal House. But yep, this is how you make a t-shirt. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's a lot of different presses and cutters. But I'm going to leave in the description of this video where I got the shirts, what kind of shirts they are, what kind of press I got, or the link to an Amazon press. That if I don't know if I can find that exact one, but I'll find one just like it in the same sizes. And I'll leave a link to the cutter that I used to cut it. So then it's really cheap. I mean, you can buy a lot more expensive equipment to make t-shirts and stuff like that, but if you're only going to make a few t-shirts or you just like doing arts and crafts, these things are amazing to make stickers, t-shirts, anything you need to do. I'll make a sticker video here pretty soon on just kind of how to weed the sticker and how to use the sticker and the tape and that kind of thing. So that'll be cool. So look out for that video. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. Till next time, take care and stay wild.